Hi everybody, this is a blue and black mid-range deck that uses Jin-Gitaxias and Hidetsugu and Kairi from the new March of the Machine set. Hidetsugu fits in real nicely in a Dimir shell, and I've even seen him in some adaptations of that old Grixis list that's been floating around standard for a while. The colors make it super easy to play and just add into the deck. And as you can see, its ability is super flexible. So when it enters the battlefield, you get a mini Brainstorm effect. Put a couple of things back on top of your library. Then when this card dies, you get to exile the top thing, and then your opponent loses life equal to the mana value. Bonus, if it's an instant or sorcery, you get to cast that card for free also. So kind of nice. And on top of that, it's a 5/4 flyer, so really not a bad finisher for some kind of deck like this. Now, bringing up the early game, we've got some instants and sorceries here as some removal. We've got some Rona's Vortex down here, a few copies of Go for the Throat, along with Infernal Grasp and Sheoldred's Edict. You can kind of mix and match those as you like. We're running a couple of Impulse to go with some Reckoner Bankbuster. That helps us get some card selection in the early game, and kind of goes with Kaito Shizuki as we're looking to attack with some of our creatures on turn 3 and 4, and then Kaito can help us out by drawing some cards, making some unblockable ninjas for us. We're running some Ertai and some Sheoldred for a little bit of flexibility. Memory Deluge, of course, to go finding our late game cards. For Invoke Despair to draw things and make the opponent sacrifice. It's still fantastic in Standard. And then, as an added bonus, if we've got Jin-Gitaxias out on the board, then we get to draw a card every time we cast something with mana value 3 or greater. We don't too often get to flip him over into the Great Synthesis, but he's a nice beefy 5/5 warded body that lets us draw some cards when we're doing stuff, so he's kind of fun as well. So let's get over and see a few games with this deck on the ranked standard ladder. I'll be with you for some commentary, of course, but as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Alrighty, back in the saddle with a Dimir deck here. We're going to start off keeping a 2-lander just because we have enough early game interaction. We pick up land number 3, we're going to be good to go. Starting off with Darkslick Shores, can keep up this Rona's Vortex. Opponent's on classic Rakdos start with a Blood Tithe Harvester. Lovely new Elsbeth Avatar. There is land number 3. So we can do a lot in this deck with just 3 lands. Hopefully we can get up to a 4 and 5 and start playing some of the new stuff. Opponent with Fable. Opponent on the old stuff train. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Harvester then. I guess I'm alright with them having this token. I also have the option to remove it with Rona's Vortex, but for now, we're just going to trespass. We will eat the Harvester out of the opponent's graveyard, ding him for 1, and present a bit of a blocking challenge for this Goblin Shaman. Opponent discarding a couple of things. Invasion of Ergamon. That implies they're missing a 3rd color here. We're going to block this Shaman. If they want to try and target the Trespasser, I am fine with that. Invasion of Amonkhet. I almost slapped 4 of those cards into this deck, but it just felt like it didn't do enough based on what we were going for. Probably needs a more specialized home, but not a bad card. Alright, still at 3 lands. Let's go ahead and attack with the Trespasser. We'll eat this battle, why not? No other good targets for the moment. And just pass it on back. Trespasser flips over into a Glutton. And the opponent's Fable is going to be online soon. Opponent discards Etali to a blood token. I smell what you're cooking, and it smells good. Alright, we get land number 4 down. Let's attack and just see what they do. We're of course going to eat Etali out of the graveyard. We get to do 2 things, and nope, okay, that was enough. Good game. Alright, back for another one. Plenty of lands, plenty of early game plays, and then we can follow it all up once our hand gets emptied with the new Hidetsugu and Kairi. Opponent's starting off on the mono-red plan, but no plays. We're going to lead off here with Rona. Probably going to eat some removal here, but that is okay. Yep, Lightning Strike hits Rona. Threw Rona in here just because the flip side is so interesting. We're going to get Trespasser going. We will eat the opponent's Lightning Strike. As a frequent player of Arcane Bombardment decks, I know how annoying a Trespasser is to face up against. They discard a Brotherhood's End to be able to remove our Trespasser with that bolt. Well, that is fine. We're going to lay down land number 4. We are set up for Hidetsugu next turn. Got a couple of things online right now. That's interesting. Visions of Phyrexia. So that's if you don't do anything with that card you play, you get a Power Stone. We're going to Impulse here. We've got a Hidetsugu. And that's just going to let them exile an extra card off the top every turn. Right, okay. Well, let's take Sheoldred. It doesn't penalize the visions, but it's a really solid body. So we're going to start off, though, with Hidetsugu. Use our mana to the best of our ability. We get 2 lands and an Edict off the top. So what do we put back? I'm going to put back Bankbuster and land. Rather, the opponent didn't know about our extra removal at this time, and if they have the stuff to kill Hidetsugu right now, they'll at least take 2 damage for doing so. Okay, opponent with a Fable makes another Power Stone. Let's make them sacrifice that token with this Edict. Get our shores down. We're going to attack for 5. And let's get this Bankbuster down. Could threaten some damage by playing Sheoldred next turn and crewing it up. We'll see what they're up to here. Opponent with another land. Oh, hardcast Cityscape Leveler targeting Hidetsugu. Well, we just have an island to reveal, so no damage to the opponent. It's not good, but we will Hero's Downfall this Leveler, so they're going to have plenty of mana to be able to unearth that and destroy something else their next turn. Why don't we just get down Sheoldred here? Ding them for 2. For guaranteed when they draw, but we will also be able to get in 4 right here. Can't really afford to wait around, even though Sheoldred's probably going to perish here. And having this Bankbuster around means we could get in for some like fake hasty damage if we play some of our bigger creatures. They opt not to unearth the creature. Well, then this Trespasser is going to rain on that parade. We will eat the Leveler. Oops, I should have eaten 2 things there. Anyway. Don't play Magic distracted, people. All right, well, we're going to crew up this Bankbuster and get in. Try to get in for 8 here. Oh, and that must be it. We've eaten the Leveler. The jig is up. Good game. All right, we've got Kaito in our opener for once. Nice selection of dual lands here. We'll start off with the Darkslick Shores. Keep up this Rona's Vortex. Opponent with a Geothermal Bog, so we're going to play Underground River for ourselves. Option to Kaito on 3 mana next turn, possibly grasping whatever creature they play here. Nope. Another dual land with basic types. Let's get Kaito going then. I'm going to make a ninja since we don't have any other creatures at the moment. Kaito's going to phase himself out.
I've got all kinds of connections.
Question for the opponent. All right, they got a basic swamp. Ah, the Green Widow. Okay. I was like, is this a budget mana base issue, or is this a domain issue? And we're clearly on the domain train over there. We're gonna draw with Kaito since we attacked with the ninja. I think we're just gonna grasp this Green Widow. I can bring it back later, possibly next turn if they have enough land types, but just to keep Kaito safe for now, draw me some extra cards. They're going to Vraska's Fall. Well, this is an easy choice. We're going to sacrifice the ninja. We're up to 1 poison counter. Land number 4. Let's go ahead and get Sheoldred down. And I think we're going to do the old loot with Kaito, just to see what our options are. And let's get rid of this extra Hidetsugu. Opponent draws. We're going to ding them for 2, and they're going to Vraska's Fall us again. Now, I think in this case, Kaito is going away. Kaito, you've done your job. Sheoldred gains us some life back. We'll get in for 4 with her. Play out land number 5 here. And I think it's time for Hidetsugu and Kairi to hit the board. Get our little mini brainstorm going. We see Heroes, Downfall, and Takenuma with a basic land. So we're going to put back the Downfall and the land, I think. Let's keep the Downfall on top in case they've got the removal for Hidetsugu. Although if they had the removal, they probably would have used it on Sheoldred by now. Opponent hits 5 lands. Phyrexian Obliterator. Uh-oh. Oh, of course. Gotta wait for just the right moment to do that. So they're going to tail swipe Hidetsugu. But we get to Heroes Downfall this Obliterator right away and ding the opponent for 3. Well, goodbye lands. It was nice knowing ya. We're going to depend on Sheoldred to try and finish this game for us here. We gain 2 life, go to 28. Get in for attacks, bring the opponent to 4, and play our 1 remaining basic land. Sheoldred trigger on the stack, so opponent's going to go down to 2 here. We just need 1 more turn for you to survive. Oh, and the opponent has Invoke Despair for it. They will draw 2 and hit us for some damage. We get 1 more land in Takenuma. We can at least Vortex something, but if we can at least make it to 4 mana again, we've got another Sheoldred trigger ready for him. But opponent follows up with Obliterator and Rot Priest here, mounting a great comeback. Well, I think we're just going to have to take the hit for now. Probably might just impulse for a land here.
Those who get in my
Opponent with a Liliana of the Veil. Going to choose the discard mode. We're going to discard Memory Deluge. We can use that later. Opponent attacks with the Rot Priest and Obliterator for 6. We're going to go down to 18 and up to 3 poison counters. Well, Impulse, what can you find for me here? Shipwreck Marsh and some things that are too expensive for me right now. And there's a 4th land, so what do we do? Well, we're definitely playing a land. The question is, do we Trespasser now, or do we just wait and try to get our opponent with a Sheoldred trigger? Let's see, they got a Bushwhack down there. Haven't seen any, like, instant removal, but they've been drawing a few cards since Sheoldred was last on the board. Rot Priest number 2 from the opponent. Yeah, keeping this board clear so that they can't do any more Obliterator tricks until we've got them where we want them. Let's Heroes Downfall that Obliterator. We will take a few poison counters. And opponent will attack, get us up to 6 counters. Okay, so now I feel a little bit safer. We're going to lay land number 4 and Sheoldred. Do you have the instant speed removal for it? They're going to tail swipe. That's 2 poison counters. We're up to 8. That's not enough. Trigger goes on the stack. Oh, I can't believe we got there through that. Great game. All right. Probably shouldn't keep this, but, you know, harkens back to the olden days when you would cast a Mirage Impulse hoping for a land. That's probably what we're going to do here. Land number 2 from us. Opponent looks to be on some red and white something. Oh. Opponent with a Jor. We're going to go ahead and just Impulse here to keep our opponent from having to wait. So it's a 2/2 and likes having equipment around. We're going to get Kaito down, making a ninja, phasing him out. So if they can get some equipment on him pretty soon, that's going to be some nice advantage. Oh yeah, and if he's over 4, they get to draw a card. Opponent with a Fateful Absence for the ninja. I guess trusting to attack Kaito later on. We draw land number 4. That's pretty good. Let's play Sheoldred. And we're going to loot with Kaito.
Now, what do we have here?
Let's get rid of Rona here. Ooh, Rebel Salvo. Just enough to take care of Sheoldred. This is probably an opponent who's seen too much of Sheoldred and has decided to play with a lot of Rebel Salvo, especially since they're running equipment. Makes sense. Well, no 5th land means we're going to try to repeat that process over again. Sheoldred number 2. And Rebel Salvo number 2, apparently. All right, well, Jor's going to continue to attack us. Luckily, no equipment on board for this opponent yet. Still just a persistent 2/2. Let's play Trespasser. We will eat a salvo. Got the option to Vortex if we really need to. Opponent with a War Whip. So that's going to create a token, attach itself to the token. And it grants double strike. Oh, and Kemba is here. So when that comes in, will they attach the whip to it then, or just... Yes, okay, so Kemba takes the whip. Oh, good. There's land number 5 for us here. What makes sense? I think we need some more options. Let's get Hidetsugu down. Get our Brainstorm going. There's some removal. That's nice. We're going to put back Memory Deluge. And I think this Bankbuster. Let's do it like that, just in case they've got removal. If they want to salvo our big flyer, we'll at least get a Memory Deluge. Although... No, that won't work anyway, so never mind. If we spend no mana to cast it, we get to see no cards. All right, so they're going to put the War Whip on Jor, draw a card because he's so big, and we can't really do anything about that. He's going to hit us for 8. We get land number 6. I've got a downfall for somebody. It's probably going to be Jor because that's going to continue to draw you cards. Although Kemba gets around equip costs. Maybe we just need a big blocker. And can we... Yeah, are we safe to attack here? I think so. Like, at the end of the day, Hidetsugu and Kairi is still a 5/4 flyer for 5. Like, that's not bad. 4 hits with that, and that's game over, so... Opponent making a cat token here with Kemba. Might be trying to go around here. So Jor is attempting to attack. We're going to... Hell yeah. We're going to Rona's Vortex. Keep our board somewhat intact and force them to replay Jor. If they had had just 1 less mana, we would have been able to delay them even more. Okay, I think... Memory Deluge here will draw us a card with Jin. We get a land. Ooh, let's take Invoke Despair and a Swamp. That will help us cast Despair later on, a little more painlessly. We've got Downfall up. Let's get in with Hidetsugu and Kairi again. Another chunky hit for 5 brings them to 11. This is tenuous. The right removal from the opponent, and we could be hit for a bunch of damage here. All right, they're putting the War Whip back on Jor. That's fine. Pass to attacks. Let's see who you attack with. Jor, a cat, and just the other Mirrodin token. Well, then we're going to Hero's Downfall on Jor. Jin-Gitaxias going to draw us a card. All right, Jor is down. No bonus draw. We're just going to chump block these. If they've got enough damage to take them out, that's fine. You have a... Oh, Brotherhood's End. All right, well, we've got... Hold on. We've got Hidetsugu, and they've got no relevant permanents for Invoke Despair. So that's just... Yeah, that's just 6 right there. That worked out perfectly. Wow, if we had been a little more timid, that wouldn't have worked out that game. Good game. All right, back with another one. Doing some Dimir, trying out Hidetsugu and Kairi in Standard. We got old Kaito here to start us off and get us up there. Jin-Gitaxias proving to be actually pretty decent on his own. Might have to throw him in a mono blue deck later and try and draw a bunch of cards with him. Outland Liberator from the opponent. Let's go ahead and immediately remove that with Go for the Throat. And then I think that means we can follow up with a Trespasser instead of Kaito. Trespasser going to eat the Liberator, and then if we Kaito next turn, we can get the nice, sweet draw effect without the discard. All right, a pass from the opponent means Trespasser flips over. Oh, I've gotten a Braid for it. That's not enough. Were they not counting on the flip? Oh no, the shame scoop. I'm sorry. Good game. All right, we're going to mulligan this. Not feeling confident about drawing the land we need for that last hand. We're going to put Hidetsugu back for now. Kaito and Trespasser are a decent combination to sort of get your early game board built up. We pick up an Invoke Despair here. Yeah, Rona would have been okay, but I think Rona belongs in more of either a Esper Legends type of scenario or something else a little bit more built around her. We're going to get Trespasser down here. We're on the attack with Kaito in play next turn plan. Opponent sporting the Mardu colors here. What's going on? They're going to go Fable, get their little shaman down. I think we're safe to attack here. Trespasser attacks, no blocks, brings opponent 17. Land number 4 from us into Kaito, and we will go ahead and draw a card here. Another swamp. Opponent opting not to discard with their Fable. Goes to Plaza of Heroes. Into Sheoldred. Solid turn 4 play. And they will attack with the Goblin Shaman, getting an extra treasure token. Okay, we will draw. Take 2 for the privilege. Let's see. If we Sheoldred's Edict, they could crew up the Bankbuster and sacrifice it, which I think is actually okay. Or... conversely, we could just directly fold Sheoldred back into the library with Rona's Vortex. That might be better. They can still crew up for defense this turn. I don't know, I was on the fence there. We might be able to withstand the Sheoldred damage, but I think it's just better to get that off the board. So yeah, opponent crews up for defense. We're going to make a ninja and just sit back on blocks here. Opponent Fable flips over. They go Atsushi the Blazing Sky. So sensing a minor Legends theme here, thanks to the Plaza. Opponent's going to attack Kaito with the Shaman. Could be trying to bait out the block here. Nope, maybe just trying to draw an extra card thanks to that treasure. Yeah, I think we'll block. Put the Trespasser in front of it. And a Black Cleave Cliffs from the opponent. Well, we don't have enough mana for both, but let's start off with an Invoke Despair. See what they want to sacrifice here. Sacrifice the Fable. Probably because they can't copy the dragon with its ability. And the dragon puts up some good blocks right now. We're going to attack with this ninja. Bringing our opponent down to 12. We'll do a little draw. Thank you, Kaito. We see Rona. So we've got Rona, Edict, and Downfall in hand to go with this Ertai. Yep, really want to get to a stable board state where we can try Rona sometime. Oh, opponent with a Cruelty of Gix. They're going to start at mode 1 and make us discard. And looks like they are attacking Kaito with Atsushi. Can't blame you for that. All right, so let's see. So we can get in for 4 here if we want to. They can't crew up Bankbuster. We know they're tutoring Grimly next turn. They're going to take 3 from that as well. And there's still another turn off after that from reanimating anything. So let's do this to Atsushi. We'll make him sacrifice with the Edict. All right, they're going to draw with Bankbuster. Let's attack. So we can eat Atsushi with the Trespasser. Okay, this is good. Bring him down to 7. Might as well get Rona down. We'll see if we can flip ya because we've got 3 mana left for a hero's downfall here. Now we might be able to destroy any blockers they've got remaining. And then follow up with a Sheoldred. Oh, Atraxa. All right, well, nothing we can do about that effect. Go ahead and select your cards. Looks like a Cut Down, Brotherhood's End. A few things over there. All right, they've got Cut Down for Rona. But that means they're out of mana. So I think we're free to Hero's Downfall Atraxa. Opponent gonna crew up Bankbuster in response. Rona is down. They're gonna attack for 4. And that should wrap it up. Yeah, can't use Bankbuster on defense if you got no creatures. Good game.